All righty. Good morning to you. 5 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. We appreciate all of you tuning in and joining us. Good morning to you. And we do this every year. This is the, I guess, 9th year in a row that we've had Katie in here with us for Katie's Kids. She's still doing it. She's, 14, 15 years old now?
Yeah, I'm 14.
Still doing it, 9th year. You said you're going to buy around 8,000 presents this year.
Yes.
8,000
presents. And we're going to go to all the children's hospitals in North and South Carolina.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Have you ever called a hospital and them not giving you permission to do this, or are they like, no, please, come on?
Oh, they're always like, come on and bring them all. And they always are wanting us to come back each year and, give more presents and all that. So.
Wow. All right, so how much has this changed since you started?
Well, since I started when I was 6 years old, I was only delivering to one hospital, and this year we're going to deliver to 13 hospitals. Also, when I started, it was about 2 big bags of gifts, and this year it's going to be, close to 8,000 toys.
Okay, so how do you pull off 8,000 presents?
Well, we have many people doing like toy drives and character Band-Aid drives, and then we do all the Black Friday, Thanksgiving Day shopping. So, yeah.
So when do you are you working on this all year in preparation?
Yeah, I do Katie's Kids all year round, but we deliver all the gifts at Christmas.
At Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work logistically? Because 8,000 presents is not, you don't throw that in a station wagon and take off.
13 hospitals. How many days?
It'll take us about a week and a half because of my exam schedule at school. So I have to, it's a really crazy, hectic schedule, but we usually get a big U-Haul trailer, and we've already packed the toys all into boxes, and we just deliver all the boxes to the hospitals.
This is just amazing. It just doesn't seem like 9 years ago when you were
now when you
first visited us.
When you guys deliver the presents, do you stay around for the opening, or do you just deliver them and then haul? You gone?
No, we're not allowed to actually give presents to children in the hospital because of infection control and privacy concerns. So I'm not actually allowed to see the children. So usually we just drop it off. We stay for, maybe 30 minutes, and we are there with the hospital staff, and sometimes we go through a couple of the boxes to see what they got, because we don't know what's inside the toy boxes. So, I never really get to see any of the patients.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, you've been doing this 9 years and never seen any of them.
I usually get to see one per year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, I think, most people
are hospital?
No, one in total. Usually it's at Asheville Children's Hospital, Mission Children's Hospital in
I think
Asheville.
most people are under the impression that you're right in the middle of all these kids and they're opening,
Yeah, that's not the case, sadly. There's so many procedures you have to go through. The parents have to be there. You have to sign forms and
laws and
all
stuff.
these kinds of stuff.
So it's not as easy as just showing up and saying,
"Oh no,
I want to hand out these presents."
Yeah, no. It's
wow.
Yeah.
That's I did not know that. All these years I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would have thought you'd have got to go in there. I guess not. With 8,000 presents and that many kids, how do you have any idea how many are boys, how many are girls? Do you have any idea about what you're going to get and where it's going to go? Or
no, we don't really. We know that we found out this year that 30% of the beds at Levine Children's Hospital are NICU and PICU beds. That's 30% of all the.
What does that mean?
30% of all the hospital beds, the Levine Children's Hospital
neonatal
beds.
intensive care.
Yes, and
pediatric intensive care.
So, infants. That's 30% of all their beds.
Oh.
But, we don't even know what the hospital toy-wise are going to get. We try and give a big assortment of toys, baby, middle-aged kids, and teenager toys.
Okay, so do you and your staff, your staff. Yeah, you got all those presents. Do y'all wrap them? So do you wrap them in such a way where it's a boy's present or a girl's present?
No, what we do is on packing day, we have a bunch of volunteers come out and they label all the toys, and they pack them into big boxes, and then they inventory what's in the boxes. So, we don't have to wrap anything because the hospital has to see what the item is.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense too.
They have to, to read the warning label and all that.
Yeah, you don't think about all the red tape.
Yeah.
Was it like that from the very first year, or has it got more complicated as it went?
Well, the first year we just took 2 big bags of gifts. That was all.
You just showed up.
We just showed up. We made a small appointment, and I met with the Child Life staff, and I just gave the toys. And then when we were accumulating more gifts, we were like, well, we're gonna actually have to box these. So that's when we started to put all the toys in boxes and inventory the boxes and all that.
What the first hospital you ever went to? Where was it?
That was Levine Children's Hospital.
And they're still one of the hospitals
yes. Yeah, they're our biggest hospital that we donate to.
All right, so Katie, what about funding? I mean, you incur some expense.
How you get all this stuff?
Yeah, you got, where do tell us about where the toys come from. Are they all donated, or are you having to buy some?
So, I usually write a big mailing campaign letter that I send out to a ton of people, and that's where we get most of our contributions. So people will write checks and send it to our P.O. box. And then, with that money, we go out to, Black Friday, and that's when we buy the toys. And then many people, there's a ton of toys that come from toy drives. We have about 13, 15 companies who do toy drives that really put out on the toys. So, yeah.
Okay. So what about funding for incidentals? Trucks you got to rent and
that is on my family. That's on us. Yeah. 100% of the donations goes to Katie's Kids buying toys. Yeah.
And you're, I'm assuming, a 501c3?
We are in that process. We're still reading all the legal papers and all that, but we will be by next year. So, yeah.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Covenant Day in Matthews. Okay. I'm in the 8th grade.
Okay. What do you want to do later? You told us off the air you don't have an end date in sight for...
Right. I really love business and ministry. So, I guess I get the business from my mom, and I don't know, ministry just comes natural to me. So, I love business and ministry. So, I would really like to do something with the both of them, like Katie's Kids. So.
Well, you're getting some good training for it now. a lot of coordination. You're having to deal with a lot of companies, and you're shopping best prices. You're doing.
She's negotiating prices. She's not just shopping. She's negotiating.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. In all the years you've been doing it, and you can say, because they're probably not listening, what's the best thing you think you've ever pulled as far as negotiation on price? Like, what's the best you've ever done? Like going in and saying, no, I will give you this much money for them, and I'll take this many of them, and they actually did it.
Well, there's probably 2 places, at the Apple store. They gave me 2 free iPods when I bought 8 of them. That was pretty amazing. I didn't think they would give me 2 of them.
Now, did you negotiate? Did you ask for it, or did they just offer?
Well, they offered, but so I guess that's not really negotiating. But that was a pretty good one. And then Michael's in Stonecrest, they always give us like a 30% discount, and then they have like these bargain boxes of stuff that people aren't just buying, and so the store owner and I, we kind of bargain on what
haggle on the
on the box of just random stuff. Yeah.
Do you usually end up getting the price you want? You win.
I win.
I win every time.
Pawn Stars has taught me a lot.
Pawn Stars. You're watching Pawn Stars.
So, Katie, this started out as something nice you wanted to do, and you had a couple bags of toys, and then the next year it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now huge. How has that affected you personally?
I really like the idea that I'm actually helping children who are in the hospital, not only at Christmas, but on, holidays like their birthday or other holidays, and maybe they've just come in with a, broke arm and they're really not having a good day. They can get a toy, because we donate so many toys at Christmas that last them for, at least till...
But they got spare toys.
Oh, yeah.
They're
And that's the point. We want it to be able to last just, through Christmas for other days when, a child might not be there.
Yeah. Well, it started off as something you probably started in late November, December that first year, and now it's become an annual thing where you got to work on it all year.
Yes.
I imagine you've been on a lot of radio stations and TV shows. Tell us about some of those experiences.
Let's see, the Charlotte Observer. I was on WBT yesterday morning, and WIXE is always the best. I love y'all.
We were the original, weren't we?
Yes, y'all
I think
were
I heard
original.
you say that yesterday.
Yes.
To those guys.
Oh, wow. That would have been awesome if you would have.
Know about them. TV?
TV, I've been on CNN America. I don't really watch CNN a lot. CNN American Morning, the morning show of CNN. Yeah. Oh gosh, and Fox, I've been on Fox. There's been all the local stations. That's kind of, I think that's it, yeah.
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 So everybody,
basically. Yeah.
How big are you? I don't know how to phrase this. Are you satisfied with how big it is now, or do you still have a desire to make it bigger than it is now?
Oh, I want to keep growing. I mean, when I started Katie's Kids, like, God laid this idea on my heart that I wanted to give presents to children all around the world who were sick in the hospital. And I really want to continue with that. So, that's my goal. But, I want to keep giving as much presents as I can to the hospitals that we have so that it lasts them, throughout Christmas.
Now, what do you want for Christmas? I ask you that every year. What do you want for Christmas?
World peace.
Oh gosh, I don't really know. I mean, I have an iPhone, so that's fine. I mean, anything, I don't really care.
All right, so you've got to know the hottest toys every year.
Yes.
Because you're out trying to get this stuff. What's some hot stuff this year?
Shopkins, all the, new release movies.
I tell you what I need. You help me find a line. I need one of these. I got a 16-month-old niece that I cannot find one of these for. It's the Bright Beats Fisher-Price Beat Bot, the little robot that dances.
Oh, okay.
The thing, you can't find them. I mean, you cannot find them.
Have you looked on Amazon?
I've looked everywhere. Amazon does have some for like $80. It's a $29 toy. You can't find it. Target, Walmart, Kmart,
eBay,
all of them, for $80. It's just like
that's crazy.
It is the hottest toy.
So you found one then?
And the funny thing is, a month ago, everybody had them, and I said, I'll order it next week. And no, gone.
Oh my goodness.
So she might be getting the Bright Bot instead of the Bright. She might be getting the one made in Bangladesh that the battery's going to blow up in.
Last year's model.
That's right.
Okay, so what is people can donate toys up till when? Is there a cutoff date or
well, our packing day is December 12th, so that's on Saturday. So we'd like to have all the toys in by that date, but we sometimes have been like driving down the highway ready to deliver presents, and we're sitting there tagging presents and boxing them as we're driving. I'm usually doing that in the back seat. And so we would like to have them in by Saturday. But yeah.
Okay. So. How can people, they want to get you something right quick, how can they do that?
We can meet people anywhere. You can email me and we can pick up a time and place to meet, to drop off toys. My email is, katieskids@gmail.com.
Katie's Kids with a Z.
With a Z, yes.
Can I have that?
Yes.
Thanks.
Katie's Kids. That's the only card she has, man. Just write it down and give it back. Well, listen, congratulations on sticking with it. Honest to God, when you, I'll say this now, because you're old enough to understand it, but the first year you did this, I thought to myself, this is pretty neat, but she ain't gonna stick, she's not gonna stick with this. She's too young, well, then, and then by about the third or fourth year, I'm like, wait a minute, now she might be serious about this thing.
And you're a teenager now, and I'm sure there's other interests and other stuff, and you're having to pick and choose between, there's a lot of side activities you can be doing.
Yeah.
Some of those would take away from this, though. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But this is definitely the most important.
Do you feel like it's rewarded you more than you've rewarded those kids?
Oh, of course.
Really?
Of course, yeah. I feel there's no way to explain how it feels when you go to the hospital, and even though I don't get to see the patients themselves, I get to see the child eye specialists smiles when we bring all these boxes, and they just, cause they know that their kids are actually gonna get something for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's good. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. Packing day is this week. Any information anybody needs, the easiest way to get it is just go to Katie's Kids at Gmail.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
And we'll put that up.
Do you check that email regularly and respond to people and all that stuff?
Multiple times a day.
Okay.
All the time.
Very good. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Katie. Great to see you again.
That's the Talk of the Town segment.
Merry Christmas.
Here on the Mighty 1190. We'll take a break here. and the wheel of meat will spin in just a few moments. Y'all sit around.